You are now tuned in to The Money Zone with your host, Folasade, the accountant for entrepreneurs. The time is now, your future waits, your money matters, make no mistake, it's not too late to dominate, so don't delay, get your money straight. The money zone, together we'll achieve your goals, we're building wealth, you're not alone, so don't delay, get your money straight.
Hey guys, hey. Welcome back to another episode of The Money Zone. I'm your host, Folasade, the accountability accountant, guys, and I am so excited and so blessed to grace your presence tonight on this rainy, hurricane-ish Tuesday. But outside of that, today has been absolutely amazing, and I'm hoping that you guys have been having an amazing day so far. So if this is your first time tuning in, this is the Money Zone exclusively on RickRadioNetwork.com, where we talk about everything business, entrepreneurship, taxes, money, relationships, family, and everything in between, and all of the hot topics and everything. And the reason why is because as the accountability accountant, guys, I fully believe that everything in and out of your life impacts your business. So if you're struggling in your marriage, it's going to impact your business. If you don't have your household in order, it's going to impact your business. So everything online in your personal life impacts your business. So guys, we have I always say action-packed night. We have an action-packed night, guys. We're talking about the HEALS Act. The HEALS Act, which most of you may not even know that that's the HEALS Act, because all you know about is your extra stimulus check. So we're going to talk about your extra stimulus check, the HEALS Act, okay? And then we might throw in some information about the Google Small Business, the Black Business badge that Google has recently created, so we can distinguish ourselves from others on the World Wide Web. So guys, please share the video. Also, I ask that you go past and like the video, because so other people can come in and engage in this content. And as I believe, my goal is to touch the masses and help you make better choices with your finances. So guys, grab your libations, grab your notepad, share the video, tell a girlfriend, and come right back. We're going to take a quick break. Hey guys, welcome back. So, if you're just tuning in, tonight's topic is all about the HEALS Act. And, if you didn't know, first of all, let me take a step back. This month is Black Business Month. The month of August is Black Business Month. So, shout out to all my Black small business owners, big business owners, entrepreneurs, hustlers. I was about to say gangsters and stuff, but no. Okay, so guys, tonight we're talking about the HEALS Act. Okay, so you're probably first trying to figure out, like, Folasade, what exactly is the HEALS Act? What is this? What's going on? I'm even confused. All you really know about is what? Your stimulus check, right? So the CARES Act was implemented, okay, around about March 20th, right? Where that allowed the SBA to issue out the funding for the PPPs, the EIDL, for unemployment, to initiate their funding. That basically initiated all of the preventative efforts, protective efforts throughout this COVID, right? So now we're in COVID, we're trying to come out of it, right? And so guess what? All of your politicians have put together a bill called the HEALS Act. So for all of you, I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to walk through exactly what it is, how does it impact you, and what you guys should know about the HEALS Act. So just give me 1 second. So just to be straightforward with you guys, the HEALS Act is where you all will get your second stimulus check. So with a July 31st, this Forbes article says, HEALS Act second stimulus checks would include expanded dependent payment. So let's take a rewind. When they first issued the CARES Act, I created a petition that I request to all of you guys to sign that forced Congress to pay you for your 17-year-old college student and your 18-year-old college student, okay? And your grandmother that is not receiving Social Security that you are taking care of, okay? Or your grandmother that receives a small money from somewhere else, but don't receive Social Security, for them to pay them out. However, you guys paying attention to everything else, and you did not go sign my petition, so we did not have strong grounds to go to Congress to try to get them to approve that bill earlier. So all of y'all lost $500 each. Remember, I don't have no 16-year-olds, no 17-year-olds, or 18-year-olds. You guys do. So this Forbes article says, with the July 31st summer recess deadline looming, right? This is last week. Senate Republicans have released a proposal for a second coronavirus stimulus package, the Health, Economic Assistance, Liability Protection, and Schools Act. Many Americans can expect another $1,200 payment from the federal government if and when the Senate relief proposal gets approved. Families with dependents may also see an extra payment thanks to expanded payment rules offered by Republican leadership. Here's what the HEALS Act proposal offers, okay? So unlike the first round, like I just said, the HEALS Act will pay you for your dependent, all dependents under the age of 17, okay? So you'll get that extra $500. What they didn't do, is what I wanted them to also do, was to include your college age child. So for example, it says how the CARES Act excluded some dependents. So the CARES Act excluded the 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, anybody that you didn't get the child tax credit for. And then young adults were also excluded from the CARES Act. That was also included in my petition that you guys did not sign. Remember, I don't have no children that age. Everything I do mostly is for you guys, okay? So that's basically it. So the HEALS Act incorporate the health. So we're going to break this down. So I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to go look at this. So right now, all of you guys are anticipating this $1,200 stimulus check, and they might approve it, okay? They might approve the stimulus check, but it has not passed both the House and the Senate, and the president have not signed off on it as of yet. Okay, so right now, all of anticipation is simply because they're hoping that they approve it, but there's no guarantee that you all would receive your additional $1,200 stimulus payment. So that's one of the problems, guys. Give me 1 second. One of my source documents, it's kind of distorted. Where did it go? This is a lot. Give me 1 second, though. And I'm about to show you guys the screen. We're going to walk through exactly what this HEALS Act consists of. And so just so we're all on the same page, anytime that there's a bill that's being presented, you as the U.S. taxpayer, me as the U.S. taxpayer, all of us will be responsible to repay this money back in some form of fashion. Do not think that the government is accumulating all of this debt and paying us or giving us all of these loans and everything else without someone being responsible for paying it back, which is the U.S. taxpayer. So anytime bills or laws are being passed, go and always ask yourself, what is the financial ramifications behind this? How are we going to pay for this? Okay. Alrighty, so we're about to break down this whole HEALS Act. So we may not even be able to get into our second segment this week, but we may, okay? So let me share my screen and then we're going to go right into what this HEALS Act encompasses and what you guys need to be paying attention to. And honestly, if I were any of you, I would not be sitting back waiting for anybody's stimulus payments, because that's a one-time $1,200 payment. Okay, so the HEALS Act includes a lot of stuff. So honestly, any bill that they pass, it's always bundled up with so many different. So this is why the House and the Senate, the Republicans and the Democrats can never agree to anything, because they try to put so much into one bill that one party feel like they're not getting the best deal. Just so much politics behind it. Okay, so the HEALS Act creates a temporary exclusive federal cause of action for personal injury and medical liability claims arising from actual, alleged, feared, or potential exposure to the coronavirus. This cause of action, which will govern all cases, including those pending on the date of enactment, will be available to plaintiffs for claims arising between December 2019 and October 2024, or the end of the coronavirus emergency declaration, whichever comes later. It would govern any claim against nearly any defendant, including people, schools, colleges, government agencies, and businesses, as long as they are engaged in conduct subject to congressional regulation under the Institute of Foreign Commerce. So basically, what is it saying? They're basically saying that they're trying to figure out how to protect people's liability, or figure out a way for us to raise liability claims against businesses and so forth. So right now, even when it comes down to the legal claims of coronavirus. So let's say somebody had coronavirus and they deliberately coughed in your face. What are the legal ramifications behind that if you were to acquire the virus and get sick, you lose your job, so forth, so forth. So they're trying to figure out how would they legally hold businesses, people, you, the government, accountable for, spreading this disease and so forth, okay? This virus. Okay, so it's also talking about the state levels as well, the state laws, okay? And how you're supposed to, what evidence you're supposed to submit, what punitive, if it's going to be punitive damages, cases, just so much stuff. But this is one of the things. Foreclosure lawsuits for injuries caused by workplace coronavirus testing, unless the injuries resulted from gross negligence or intentional misconduct. Foreclosures. Okay, so remember, the CARES Act included prevented mortgage companies, the utility companies, and everything from one, disconnecting your utility services, two, foreclosing on your property, and landlords evicting you, right? Okay, so now what's happening, if you guys have not been paying attention, there have been a surge of, guess what, eviction claims, lawsuits, and foreclosures pendings. As soon as they let go of this bill, there will be a lot of foreclosure claims and lawsuits. However, right, they are trying to now say, okay, well, if you ended up defaulting on your mortgage and possibly being foreclosed on due to you gaining coronavirus from your workplace, what will happen? Would your job be considered gross negligence? Like, they're just trying to figure out who to hold, I say this year is the word, accountable for coronavirus. So for all my small business owners, make sure you have your business insurance. I also recommend you to consult with your insurance provider or your agent to see whether or not they're going to add coronavirus as a virus that's included in coverage as well. So you guys want to definitely look out for that. Excuse me. Okay, the HEALS Act also provides, and I know this is what all of you came here for, provides a federal payment of $200 per week through September under the federal pandemic unemployment compensation program, which will be on the top of states' benefits. In October, people will receive a payment that will, that when added to the state unemployment insurance payment, replaces 70% of their prior wages, with the additional payment limited to no more than $500. States could apply for a 2-month waiver to keep paying a flat dollar amount if they cannot yet provide the second payment based on lost wages. Also requires states to tell people receiving jobless benefits about their return to work rules. Okay, so let me explain to you what's happening with that. So in normal circumstances, when you guys apply for unemployment, right, they have a cap, and the cap is garnered on, one, your wages, your hourly rate, and everything else. And they never pay anyone in excess of what they were making on their job. So the Republicans were fussing, talking about you're messing up the U.S. economy. You're paying everybody $600 a week more plus the unemployment, when these people are only making $300 and $400 a week. So now they're trying to implement a way for them to not pay more than what individual wages were, because the majority of the people that were receiving unemployment benefits right now, guess what, receive more from unemployment than what they actually received from their job. So the states lost a lot of money, and they're trying to protect that. Okay, so definitely your $600 a week will be expiring soon enough. And from a accountant standpoint and from a payroll provider standpoint, you guys will receive documentation, okay, after things clear up, requiring you to verify, okay, that you were either unemployed, or your job let you go, or had no opportunity for you to work, and because they had to completely close their doors for COVID. So for all of you that illegally made unemployment claims and your business was still operating, okay, right, you're going to be in some deep stuff. Be prepared to pay that money back. Be prepared to pay that money back, okay? So the HEALS Act this goes right into it. The HEALS Act requires independent contractors and other types of workers receiving unemployment benefits in the pandemic, right, unemployment assistance program, to provide documentation showing that they were employed or self-employed, rather than just self-certify that they lost income. Do you guys hear that? They're going to require independent contractors and other type of workers that receive unemployment benefits to verify, to show proof, documentation that you were either employed or self-employed. Not just signing your name saying under self-employed, I'm Folasade, I'm self-employed. No, 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 no. They're not accepting that. No, no, no. All righty. So the HEALS Act also increases from 50 to 75% the share of unemployment benefits that the federal government will reimburse nonprofits, Indian tribes, and government agencies. Okay, so they're basically saying that the federal government is going to reimburse, okay, up to 75% of unemployment benefits, which is good. That's why we pay the federal unemployment FUTA anyway, FUTA. All small businesses, big businesses pay FUTA, federal unemployment taxes, okay, for all employees, okay, every year. And so now, guess what? The federal government has been accumulating that money for years and haven't had major claims like that until now. So they're going to increase the benefits from 50% to 75%. So that alleviate the states from being solely responsible for everything and take a lot of the brunt financial problems from the state. So that's good. The HEALS Act also provides $2 billion to help states upgrade. See? Okay, y'all. All righty. Okay. I should have had my husband handcuffs out here. Some of y'all about to go to jail. Some of y'all about to lose y'all job. Or go to jail. Some of y'all about to go to jail because y'all done made these unemployment claims and they are beefing up their system. Okay, let me go back so we can connect to that. So the federal government is going to provide $2 billion to the states to upgrade their unemployment benefit systems, including to be able to process large numbers of claims more quickly and change the formulas for benefits. Okay, so that's what they always tell you guys. So I remember when the IRS made some adjustments on their system, and then all of a sudden, a lot of audits started happening. A lot of people started getting notices and everything. So when they start to beef up their systems, it's just an easier way to catch you doing dirt. Okay. So the HEALS Act will also reimburse states for 80% of increases in their TANF, in their welfare benefits, okay, their temporary assistance for needy family costs up to $2 billion. So that's good. So you know Trump may not like that, but the federal government in the HEALS Act. And so this is where I honestly believe this bill may take a longer time to get approved because it's just so many different layers to it, okay? For the federal government, remember Trump is always saying, I'm going to withdraw funding from the state, right? So they allocated $2 billion, okay, to give to the states to help with TANF benefits, which is good, right? But, you know, Trump, y'all president, not going to be happy with it, okay? Also, they will be using, the HEALS Act will be using the same income threshold as the CARES Act, okay, to provide the same $1,200 rebate. So that means that same income threshold that we talked about, right? 75,000 single, you get the full, you understand? You get up to 99,000, you start to lose it single. 150,000, 199,000, you lose it all right, as a couple. So they're going to use that same numbers, income thresholds, to be able to provide you the stimulus check. And then they're also going to give you additional $500 per dependent. And then the $500 per dependent will be provided to those with dependents of any age, not just dependents under 17, as in the CARES Act. Like I said, if y'all probably would have passed my little bill, saw my little petition, you probably would have had it in effect longer. Okay. Alrighty. So it's just so much with this HEALS Act. So truth be told, one more thing. So the HEALS Act extends the work opportunity tax credit to include hiring people who lost jobs due to the pandemic. So for all of my small businesses that actually hire real employees, remember, right now in the month of August, me and my team, we're talking about tax planning, how to save money on your taxes, right? And that right now in this HEALS Act, they also bring up another opportunity for you guys to do additional tax planning because they extended the work opportunity tax credit, okay? So it says employers can claim a tax credit of 40% of the first $6,000 of wages paid to an employee who is in one of the 10 groups facing barriers to finding work. So guys, if you didn't know, in different states, they also give money to individual businesses when they hire convicts, felons. Okay, so they're also now going to say we're going to extend the work opportunity tax credit to include individuals having a hard time finding a job due to COVID. Okay, they're also going to sets up this HEALS Act also sets up a payroll tax credit for 50% of the expenses employees. Oh my God! Hold on, y'all. So this is in my bill too. Where my team at? Look, all our little hard work might be paying off for you guys. All our little hard work might be paying off for you guys. Because in the petition I put in there, I wanted Congress to extend, well, not even extend, bring back the opportunity for individual employees to be able to deduct their business use of home expenses. Right now, majority of everyone is working from home and you are incurring additional expenses. And right now, if they don't approve the HEALS Act inclusive of this credit, right, then you guys will not get reimbursed or be able to deduct your extra expenses from operating your job or working from home, right? So with the HEALS Act, let's see, right? Let's see if they include it. Let's see. They want to say certain like protective equipment and all of that stuff, but what about your household utilities? You can't even operate a business without your gas and your electricity. So I'm hoping that they will revisit this. Alrighty. Okay, so help gig economy workers by allowing marketplace platform companies to provide certain COVID-related benefits tax-free. Guys, it's just so many different layers to this HEALS Act. So this is why it is taking so long. Well, it's not long because this is the normal process for bills to be implemented into law. This is normal. But because it's just so much, and there's a lot of tax advantages too. So for the really wealthy and for a lot of my clients and a lot of you guys, this is why we're starting our tax planning now. The CARES Act also, the HEALS Act extends the CARES Act policy, okay? And guess what? You won't be penalized for health insurance. Even some of your states won't be penalized. But then again, they're also allowing for you to now have additional tax credits and tax deductions for this COVID. So tax planning is key, especially right now during this tough time. Tax planning is key. Alrighty, so it expands. So the HEALS Act, expands what borrowers can spend the PPP loans on to include certain operation costs, such as property damage costs from 2020 that insurance didn't cover, and some other general business costs, okay? Provide a safe harbor from enforcement actions for lenders who in good faith. So this HEALS Act, guys, and it applies money to the different states for schools so they can, expand the schools and get them cleaned and maintain all of that. So this is the gist of this, what's happening. Let me be honest. That was a mouthful. And that was not even half of what is all included in the HEALS Act, okay? So let me just sum this up really quick for all of you guys. Number one, the HEALS Act will be adjusted. It's so many different layers to it. It hits so many different sectors. And honestly, a lot of funding is involved and a lot of protocols and processes and stuff have to be implemented and executed. I don't know, honestly, would they even approve this? I honestly feel like they're trying to push the states open so they can prevent so they won't have to pass another bill into law. This will allow them to say, okay, well, American people, everything's open, go back to being self-sufficient. I think that's really, honestly, from my opinion, what I feel as though it's happening right now. Because when you think about it, the longer and longer we go, the more and more states are opening, right? And guess what? The more and more problems are being built up, but they're trying to, guess what? Brush it under the rug. They're trying to brush it under the rug. So if they don't approve the HILS Act, give me 1 second, guys. Let me go and confirm. Let me go and see where we are on the HILS Act. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm just looking on Congress.gov really quick. Top 10 bills. Okay, so the HEROES Act was passed by the House, not into the Senate. And the HILS Act, they're still in negotiation, you guys. And okay, so it passed in the House, not in the Senate yet. And when is the next committee meeting? When is the next meeting? Well, I cannot find out when is the next meeting during this session. But yeah, guys, so do not, I will say this, do not bank on the stimulus checks. You know, hope for it, pray for it, right? Hopefully you get it. But do not bank on the second wave of stimulus checks because they're trying to reopen all the states. And I think they're using it as a way to avoid even providing any additional funding to the American people. Number two, for all of my businesses out there, this is the time for you guys to really get you some professionals that you consult yourself with because there's just so much going on right now. There's a lot of exposure to liability. There's a lot of financial exposure happening. Businesses are on the brink of closing right now. If you don't have an accountant and an attorney in this state that we are in business right now, you are doing yourself a complete disservice, okay? So guys, what we're about to do, we're going to take a quick little break. I know that was quite a bit and a lot. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Segment 1 was a mouthful, but let's really be honest, guys. When we're looking at a lot of policies and law, even when it comes down to tax law, it's just a lot of alphabet on a page that requires us to read and fully understand, simply because it does, excuse me guys, it does impact your business. If you are not well aware of all of the financial benefits of the CARES Act, the HEALS Act, and you don't have professionals like myself trying to implement tax planning strategies that we're starting to work on with our clients now, to incorporate some of the savings and stuff so your business can stay afloat and double up, then you are not doing business right now. So for all of you DIYers, you have been reading, and you're still confused. And now is not the time. I was about to wrap. Okay. For you to lose. All right. Okay. So guys, now we're going into segment 2, and segment 2 is all about this. First of all, we're Black Business Month. So woohoo, everybody that survived being in business just in 2020, pat yourself on the back. You have done some work, okay? 2020 has been a year of uncertainty, and you've made it all the way up until August 4th. So you've been doing some work, right? So Google, and I need to really think honestly, is this a thing or not? Okay, so Google implemented this black badge thing, and I'm about to share my screen. And it's great, like from an external standpoint when I'm thinking about it, right? Okay, yeah, we'll be able to automatically know, everybody will be able to know that we're Black owned. But in all actuality, like, do you really want to be classified as just being Black owned? Like, don't shoot the messenger, just listen to the message. Here's why. Even as a Black person, right, in America, there are a lot of biases when working with other Black professionals. It's just it. I can come on my Facebook right now and type in Black businesses, and you're going to see, guess what? Every issue that a Black person have had with another small business owner being blasted. Every problem that they face with the Black business has been blasted. So honestly, from my standpoint, do I really just want to be labeled that? Like, I put in the application, I think Leo did it. Leo put in an application and stuff for us because we are Black owned. But honestly, it can be kind of detrimental to your business. What if other Black business owners don't want to patronize a business that only service Black people? Like, guys, dealing with Black people, it is hard. We hard to understand ourselves sometimes. So honestly, I just want to see what is the perception of the consumer when they see the Black badge. Are we going to be on blackly black and support? Or are we going to see that badge and run? Like, honestly, I think it's going to be a mixture of the two. So what is this Black owned business label thing that Google got going on? So Google say, to help you find and support Black owned businesses in the US, Google Maps and search include an icon to indicate Black owned businesses that opt to self-identify. How it works. Similar to other attributes. I didn't even know they even had other attributes, honestly. I don't know if you SEO people know this, but it says similar to other attributes, we rely on business owners to self-identify as being Black-owned businesses. Business profiles on Google will include a Black-owned icon after a business owner indicates that they are Black-owned business. Important, customers can't suggest this label for a business. If you're a business owner and want to self-identify as a Black-owned business, sign up for my Google Maps. Now, guys, this also might be absolutely amazing, but guess what? This is actually stopping. Well, let me connect the dots here. Let me take a step back. This might be detrimental to all of the Black directories that you guys have not even supported as of yet. Because automatically next year renewals is going to be like, well, why would I pay to be on your directory and Google already allow us to differentiate ourselves as being Black owned. So guess what? Google then already wiped out your directory. So hint, hint, if having a directory is one of your primary income sources, especially a Black owned business directory, then you may want to adjust your business model, because since Google now has implemented this, what is the purpose of your directory? Like, let's really be honest. So this can be detrimental to our community because it's already slashing certain things, which honestly, I got to be brutal with you guys and honest. I never liked all of us having different directories anyway. It just didn't seem conducive. It seemed convoluted with so much. You see one accounting firm on this one. You see all these MLMs on this one. Then someone have it 300 businesses. Then another directory don't. You can't remember which website you found that company from because you went to 8 different directories. So honestly, it might be a good thing, right? Unbiased opinion here, okay? But Google say, with this badge, uh-oh, did I freeze? Okay. Engage with customers on Google for free. With a Google My Business account, you get to, okay, so you know how we have our normal Google business listing, right? So on your listing, as you guys can see here, you're going to have that Black icon, Black business icon. Now, honestly, because racism was never, well, not say never, now in present day, racism isn't flat in your face. You may get your few Karens, you may get your few people that say, I don't want to deal with Black business, or I don't like Black people. You might get the few upfront out there racists, right? But you also have those subtle racists, which I get all the time, right? But the issue is this: by them seeing that emblem, not the races I'm talking about, just people in general, how much would it make an impact on your sales? So from an accountant standpoint, I'm actually going to be monitoring my client's sales, what was the sales prior to the Google Black badge, and what are the sales after using the Google Black badge, and see whether or not this has a detriment on their sales. Because I'm Black, and I'm going to be honest, I hear all the fuss, I hear everything from all of my clients. It's hard servicing our community, and we're already so prejudiced and judgmental. I just hope that this Black movement will allow the Black businesses that choose to have the banner become extremely much more successful. But I'm worried though, because does this allow Google now to prevent your business from popping up in normal searches? So if you search accountant in Maryland, would I still come up, or would you have to search Black accountants in Maryland? Or would we be able to go and say soul food carryouts near me, and will every carryout, even the Black owned business one, show up? Or do we have to say Black owned carryouts? Like, guys, I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned because that impacts from. So this is how accounting is so vicious. Just so I can use this situation right now, real world situation. Right now, my brain is thinking about negatively how this can impact my client's sales and cost. So right now, our clients may lose out or spend more in SEO because it's harder for their companies to show up on Google, first 2 pages of Google. So their marketing costs might increase. That's something that I have to watch out for, okay? Their clicks might be reduced, but the cost might still be the same. So their opportunity to acquire a client, right, might be lower, which if you have a lower opportunity to acquire clients, you're going to obtain a lower amount of clients, okay? So impacts your bottom line. The third thing that I'm considering through all of this is the foot traffic. Now, or the biasness, let me say this, the biasness that comes from it. Would there be assumptions automatically made that, okay, well, they may not do good business because they're Black. So guess what? You don't even get the person to come to your landing page or to your website, or because they have that black badge and now you see that the company is black owned, would this now have other competitors or races or whatever we make, white supremacy, whatever the case may be, right? Or black on black hate, whatever the case may be, go and now mess up your ad marketing. So when they see your ads come, they just click it. Like, guys, it's just a lot of things I think about. Also, would it limit their range in whatever the Google algorithm is, right? And also, would it increase productivity? Like, what if this person is looking for a certain type of person and it's not color? You understand? So now they're getting a certain demographics, but they paid for a certain marketing opportunity, but they're getting a different type of demographics. And what I mean by different, not just by the color of your skin, but your money, your state, your area, you know, all of those things, the different demographics, not just your color, your skin. What if you start getting clients from a different demographic that you don't want? Like my client said today, she want an affluent clientele with her business that she's launching now. Because the other business she had, she didn't have an affluent clientele. So guess what? Her branding need to be affluent. So having the black business, would that work for that? Like, guys, the reality is this. Sometimes things can seem like it's such a positive, but it can also be an adherence, because honestly, we don't know what Google intentions are. As much content as I have, if you Google accountant in Maryland, right? I should come up. Nope, not anymore. I don't. I'm not saying because they're doing some shady stuff now, but I'm just saying. I don't know. I know my team didn't apply for our little badge, but I may not even do it. I have to monitor the impact of this badge on the overall amount of sales on my clients. And the reason being is because we all have clients from every race. Not one of my clients have strictly black clients. Even the clients that sell black products, they don't. We have multiracial clients. And so would this limit that diversity? So this is a lot I'm kind of digesting right now with this Google situation and this black badge. It might be an amazing thing, but why we just can't just patronize everybody that we want to patronize and do right by people? Why do we have to, like, so what, for white business, I'm going to say white business? Like, is that normal? Like, is that really how business is? Like, yes, the owner could have a black-owned business sign in the door, in the window, right? But real economics, guys, let me be really honest with you guys. Real economics is everybody spending money with everybody. Yes, y'all can come in my DMs. Y'all know I do not phase easily at all. I don't phase easily. I don't care about y'all threats. I don't care. Look. If I don't deal with my own family and certain people that's very, very close to me, they got my own same blood, I don't care what any of you guys say at all. So I'm going to say how I want to say this. The real way economics work is for all of us to patronize each other. Blacks, we only make a certain amount of money a year. We do not have a large amount of wealth. So the reality is, yes, people are selling you guys on black economics and black all. Guys, we are not there yet. Okay, we got about 10 more years to go. We need to create much more different products than hair and waist trainers. No offense. We need grocery stores. We need farms. We need more banks. So right now, because of the state where we are in the black community, we need to patronize with everybody. The issue is this: the Asians don't buy from blacks, which they should. Okay, very few whites buy from blacks, which they should. Very few Indians buy from blacks, which they should. And the only way real economics work, and this is why the U.S. system has such an imbalance between wealth a large income disparity between the poor and the rich is because we all aren't patronizing everybody. The blacks buy from everybody, but everybody else don't buy from the blacks. And everybody in the black community say, oh, well, we can be self-sufficient. No, the hell we cannot be self-sufficient. We're going to die. We do not produce water. We are not manufacturers. So the reality is this. I'm a bit on the fence. Right, Monica, right? Did we even ask for that? Look, Monica, I was thinking the same thing. Monica said, I don't know anyone that asked for Google to do that. I just think this is another thing to separate us, guys. Honestly, I work my tail off to make sure that you're not going to say Suncrest is black owned and I can tell by this. Or Suncrest did this and they black owned. No, every business have the same problems. And I honestly feel like this Google badge might expose more of the problems that we have within our black communities and the more disparities that we suffer in our black businesses, in our black communities, because it's going to show that we only have superficial external businesses, financial services, coaching, hair products, clothes, that stuff. We will not survive without us patronizing and everyone patronizing us as black-owned businesses. So guys, that's all I have for you today. Do not DM me your mess, okay? Do not lay me out. All of you, look, I'm not having it. I will block you. Don't do it. I'm not the one. That's it for the show today, right? That's it. So guys, don't forget to tune in each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ripradionetwork.com or on Rip Radio on their social media platforms as well, right? I'm so excited. And guys, for everything that we have going on, this is Black Business Month. And I can understand why Google did it, but I don't think from a financial standpoint that what we really need. We need other things, Google. Give us grants for SEO, Google. We would have preferred that. Give each black-owned business that apply $500, okay? All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.